element to it. Does anyone have a question?
Stuart,
Yes.
can you talk about how we can use initiative through this practice or access, I guess, initiative? Does that make sense?
How you can use initiative?
Right. So, how we,
Well,
yeah.
I think, Faith, honestly, if you want to do this in a real way, a deep way, your primary need should be spiritual enlightenment. If your primary need is spiritual enlightenment, that's how you use initiative. You use your will, you use your need, you use everything possible that you can use in life in order to build a system inside that allows you to become a child of God. It takes initiative, it takes a desire, but not, a desire. Like people have really strong desire for material things, for money, for clothing, I mean, they have that thing going on at the Met now where all these people are dolled up like, I don't know what, $1 million dresses. And, their initiatives go towards the material, things that are tangible. What we're talking about here is tapping an intangible energy, higher creative energy is intangible, and it will manifest in the life of a human being depending upon what their needs are. If the need is to have enormous sums of money, it will provide enormous sums of money. If the need is to, dress in, high levels of chic fashion, it'll provide that. Higher creative energy provides for a human being exactly what they need. If the initiative inside you is to get closer and closer to a state of spiritual enlightenment, it will provide that. In fact, it'll provide that with joy, with love, with the whole cosmos will start singing when somebody finally comes to that kind of realization inside themselves. And then you initiate actions that get you closer to spiritual enlightenment. So it gets back to a very simple answer. It just depends on what people need. When people's minds are completely enveloped in material success and all that kind of thing, you understand? The universe will provide that. It'll also provide failure because people, can't quite, I mean, basically beneath their complaining about money, there's a very deep sense of failure inside people. And that manifests in their lives. It'll provide everything. And yet, the wonderment of being human is we can change our needs. We can adapt our needs. We don't have to be stuck in ruts. We don't have to be, constantly berating ourselves and beating ourselves up. The needs inside people can change. And it's really what separates human beings from being animals, where they really have the power of change. And instigating that power of change is a very important element in the life of every single human being. finally realizing that, the material world, all right, sure, fine. It's nice to have money and it's nice to be able to do things. And, there's nothing wrong with that. But when it becomes an all-consuming passion that dictates to you every action of what you do during the day, it becomes a disease and it eats people alive. And the real strange thing about it is it's all transient. It comes and it goes, comes and it goes. I mean, the Egyptians try to take it into their graves. They would bury all these statues and gold and all kinds of stuff. They would bury makeup, all kinds of stuff. They're trying to take, material success into the netherworld, into the next world. So it all depends entirely upon what what initiative you have in your daily life depends upon what you need to attain in your life. Primary need should be just to be a happy person. And in fact, if you're a happy person and you're connected to spirit, Maya becomes a wonderful plaything. You can use Maya as just a wonderful plaything that you have in your life. You can use financial success. But if that is the goal and money becomes God, you understand? Human beings are into a lot of torture, a lot of pain. And Rudy once told me, or he told me a lot of times actually, it's not to have in mind. It's to have and it's to be free of what you have. And you can't be free of anything you haven't experienced. I mean, he once told me that all these swamis that are celibates and keep preaching celibacy. They all must have been Don Juans in their last lifetime and worked out that karma, come back and preaching celibacy. You can't be free of what you haven't experienced. And initiative really makes you go past the things that you are experiencing now to reach for a much higher level of living, consciousness, and of your own humanity. You have to take the first steps. I hope that's clear, because it's a really important subject. And people are so bedazzled by, transient things that just they're born, they come, they go. And life is full of Maya, it's full of illusion. And we are so bedazzled by this illusion that it often determines almost exclusively how we live our lives. And one day it's all just like a wisp of smoke. It all just disappears. You have to surrender it, let it go. And that's also part of the university called life, teaching us what's real, connection with spirit, with infinite energy in the universe. I mean, uh, that exists before time, during time, and after time. Infinite energy is all inclusive. And it really provides the nurturing and the nourishment for us to truly learn how to become human beings. Right? Does anyone else have a question they want to ask? So it's, just to finish up with all that, we need both. Understand? We have to work out our karma. We have to live lives that are full of joy and love. We have to be able to experience things in our lifetime because you don't get free of what you haven't experienced. So money and this and that and fame and success and all that stuff, it's essential because we need to learn how to get free of it. We finally have to recognize, that it's just Maya. It's all an illusion. One day we have to let it all go. It doesn't matter how much we accumulate, it's all gone one day. But we need to experience these things and to discover through the experience of these things which are Maya. We learn what is real, what is permanent, what really gives life. So both are needed, the spiritual force and the Maya. We weren't born to live in the cosmos, we were born on Earth. Life on Earth is replete with Maya, full of Maya, full of illusion. And we allow that illusion to eat us alive. Instead of teaching us to go deeper into ourselves and what is real and what is not real. We have to experience Maya to learn that it's just an illusion. It's kind of like catch-22. You got to experience these things to find out that they're just an illusion. If you just keep avoiding them and shrugging them off, and I don't understand, there's always a part of us that never is free of Maya. So having a spiritual life gives you the strength to open and embrace the world and all its illusion, without being trapped by it. You have the strength to be connected to a higher energy in the universe. And yet you can enjoy life and this incredible circus that's called life. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, great question, Frank. Thank you. Okay. Okay, if there are no more questions, as I say every day, God bless you all for being here, being part of this. And your presence really, it really demands that I have to grow, and I have no choice in the matter. Sitting here and having to open to the needs of each and every one of you, and to be free of myself in order to nurture those needs. So God bless you all, and thank you. And there'll be meditation tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and then again on Wednesday night at this time. So have a good evening, everyone, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. God bless you.
Thank you, Stuart.